So, I would like to welcome you to my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. I started this project just on Instagram, but I decided I'd update it via video, which I might not even post. So, it's lovely to be here. I'm so excited about this. So I started it on about January 5th, but I've made some good progress and I don't want to just like wait to update it on that arbitrary date, so I'm updating it now. And actually, I did a look with all of the eyeshadows, I think, which was really fun. I mean, I feel like it's like a no-brainer. I've watched so many people's Pan Those Eyeshadows videos, but I just like didn't think to do it, and I actually really like it, especially like some of the shadows I was having trouble with. I think looked really good in this look, like the purple on the outer corner. Anyway, we'll get to that. Yeah, so I'm gonna go through my eyeshadows in the order I rolled them in. Not technically the order that they're in my collection from the numbers I rolled in. Then roll new stuff in. Yeah, and chat about it. Okay, so the first one I rolled in was number 6 in my collection, or in my eyeshadows I don't have pan in, which was this shade from Beach Cosmetics Carli Bybel Deluxe Edition, this palette. And I hit pan, which you can see right there. Look at her. I used this 15 times to hit pan. It had a little bit of a dip, but honestly I don't think I used it that many times before. These aren't that deep, and it was super powdery and not very shimmery, and so I had to like really like use a lot of it. And I don't love this color. I don't really like corals on my eyes, at least not without a lot of other stuff to balance it out. So I mainly use this like on the inner third, and then I would usually just kind of like shove a bunch of other shit up in there. I like to use like 5 different inner corner highlights. I just really love layering inner corner highlights, so like I would like, you know, blend it all together and then you couldn't really see. But I hit pan in that for 15 uses, and that was my first pan in this project, so very exciting. The second shade I rolled in, so I actually rolled in 2 from the ABH Jackie Aina palette. I rolled in Dwala's and Ginger. So this is Dwala's. I hit pan. So exciting. It took me 14 uses. And then here's Ginger, which no pan. But there's a teeny bit of a dip in there. Yeah, I was excited. So when I was I did a project called Pan in Every Palette last year, and this I rolled in Sponsored for that, and I hit pan on it. And when I was doing that, I used Dwala's a lot to like layer over the top because it's kind of dark, but it's like this kind of greeny browny, and so it worked really well to layer the kind of gold on top to make it lighter or wearable. It's just like a great topper shade. I feel like I never actually used topper shades except for this shade. I used it as a topper shade. I used it again today. I did the thing that I talked about where I put this shade on the inner corner and then I put this over it, and then I also kind of just like blended it into one of the later shades because they're pretty different. Yeah, I'm so happy with that. I only hit pan on this like 3 days ago, and it was very exciting. And it is like a pretty mushy formula, but I tried to be like honest about it. Like I wasn't like just trying to like scooch everything out of the way. I was really trying to use it. Yeah, so that was exciting. Oh yeah, and then the other shade, Ginger, I used 17 times. So more times, but it's a matte. I kind of use less of it. I'm not really like putting my whole finger in there. It's good. I mean, it's just like a nice warm matte. It's a little bit dark compared to, I don't know, what I prefer. It's like I really have to blend it out and work at it, but it's totally fine. And I will use it a lot going forward, I'm sure. No problem. So the next one I rolled in was from my Lunar Beauty Moonspell palette. So pretty, look at that packaging. And it's the shade Page. And I used this shade 10 times, which is not bad from Basically New. I mean, I know I've used it a couple times. It's the pink one right there. The packaging makes it really hard to see. It's Disturbed. I've hit pan in this palette before, and it took like not a crazy amount, but I also used a pretty pointed brush, so I don't think I'm gonna hit pan in this. I'm fine with that. To use this, I actually usually put Ginger in the crease, and then I I just kind of like very sheerly tap this on top of it, so instead of being like an orangey mid-tone matte, it's like a peachy mid-tone matte, and that's what I did today. You can see it's a pretty peachy kind of base. I love that. I mean, honestly, I know I just said I didn't like corals, but I do love like pinky peaches. I feel like there's a difference for me, even though it's not, they're very close. Yeah, I mean, I'll use this 20 times and then I'll roll it out, and I'm sure I'll have like the slightest dip, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. It's good to be using this palette. It's so beautiful, but also so colorful, so I feel like I never reach for it unless I have to. But then when I do use it, I end up using other things. I know I used Samantha a couple times, this one, so it's good to have around. Yeah. And then the last two are both from my Juvia's Place Magic Mini. I don't really support this brand anymore, but this palette is quite nice. It's got a lot of blues. I don't love blues, but anyways, so first I rolled in Faso, which is this purple here, and I used it 7 times. So yeah, definitely a little bit tricky. I used to love this, like this was my favorite, this was the reason I bought this palette, and I just feel like I don't love it like all over the lid, and then I don't really know what to do with it, but like today I put it just on the like outer corner, and I actually think it's really cool. It looks very like space agey, like with the yellow and the pink and the purple, so I'll probably do something like this again to use it. I mean, it's a gorgeous shade, it's great, no problems, just only used it 7 times, which honestly I'm pretty happy with for less than a month, and a shade that I don't love right now. Pretty good. And then the other one is Yajide, which is this dark blue, and I used this also 7 times. So you probably can't see it all because there's just a tiny little dip in there. I just use this as eyeliner. Like I said, I don't really like blue eyeshadow on me. It makes me look ghostly, just make my whole face look blue. And yeah, so I just use it as eyeliner. That's what I used it for today. And it's fine. Just a little teensy bit of eyeliner. A little bit of a blue tone. Maybe it'll grow on me and that'll be cool. If not, I'll probably use it 20 times and then roll it out. That's my goal, by the way, 20 times, because by then I can tell if I'm gonna hit pan soon or if it's just gonna take me forever. Yeah, I'll probably just use it 20 times and roll it out. I probably won't hit pan, and I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. So that is 2 shades with pan, nothing rolling out other than that. So I'm going to randomize on my computer 2 more numbers. So I have a spreadsheet with all of my eyeshadows without pan, and it might not be up to date. It's not up to date, but I'll just re-roll anything that I roll that I have already gotten. So that is a number between 1 and 227. Those are my options. So the first number is 59. Second number is 213. 59 and 213. So 59 is, ooh, okay. It's from the NYX Ultimate Brights palette, and 213 is a Clionadh single. Oh, this is very exciting. Okay, I'm gonna grab those. So actually, the Clionadh single abrasion is like really similar to Faso. I mean, they're not the same. Like this one's a little bit deeper in both directions, but I don't really want to work in them both. So I'm gonna randomize another one, which will be 188. So that is a single from ColourPop. I'll grab that. Okay, so I have my 2 shadows now, and they're good. So the first one, 59, is this pastel teal from my NYX Ultimate Brights. This will be tricky. Like I said, I don't love blue eyeshadow. Teal's a little bit better than like a cooler blue. It'll be a fun challenge. I probably won't hit pan. I have 1 pan in this palette from last year, and it took a lot, and I did use a very pointy brush. No, I mean, yeah, I wanted to hit pan. So that'll be interesting, and I probably won't hit pan. That's okay. And then the single that I randomized was Going Steady from ColourPop, which is this dark purple. It's pretty nice. I like that it's a single, makes it easier to reach for me personally. And I will swatch these all just to see what they look like together. That's like my favorite part. So I swatched in the wrong spot, which I should have learned, but that's okay. Here are my swatches. It's giving me very like Huda Beauty and Mercury Retrograde, but like a little different. So I might actually try and make like a dupe palette for that in my singles to like go along with these. Pretty excited actually, because I've like, that palette has tempted me a lot, but like I said, I don't like blue that much, so it's kind of dumb, but maybe I can try these out and see how much I actually like it. So yeah, hopefully I can at least hit 20 uses on something, or another pan, although it's not super likely. But I will see you in a month, approximately, a little bit more probably.